to have all of you with us. We've got so many of our regular friends in the Zoom room, and I want to welcome all of you watching live on Facebook and our YouTube channels. And I want to invite you, come on into the Zoom room. We have really beautiful guests and presenters. You're going to meet them in a moment. And in the Zoom room, you can directly interact with us. And if you're watching on Facebook and you haven't registered yet, let me explain what you're going to do. Go to globalpeacetribe.com. That's globalpeacetribe.com and register. It only takes about 30 to 60 seconds to register, basically giving us your email address. And if you choose to donate, we really appreciate that. And then what happens is you get an email that gives you the links to all 3 shows that we do every weekend. Every weekend, we do a Friday night edition of The Awakening World, a Saturday night edition of The Awakening World, and the different shows, and the Sunday, Sacred Sunday edition. And what we're going to be doing this year is every weekend taking a topic and exploring it with our wonderful presenters, still having live music, but we're going to make it much more interactive. We're going to include you much, much, much more, because we all are part of the Global Peace Tribe. You know, when the pandemic began, Deborah Giusti and I thought we would do Saturday Night Alive just for a few weeks, maybe a couple of months while the pandemic happened. We never intended for it to become what it became, which was this wonderful gathering place every Saturday night for you as people came to watch, and it started as a local Bay Area thing, then it kind of became a national thing. And then once Unify started carrying us, we went international. And now, because of Unify and all of our broadcast partners, we have people from all over the world watching us. And we did 90 straight Saturday Night Alives for the Global Peace Tribe. 90, never missed a Saturday night. But we realized it was time to evolve. And so the next evolution is this show you're watching tonight, this debut show, The Awakening World. Because that's what's happening. We as humanity must wake up from the collective dream that all of us have been in to some degree, the dream of material possessions, the illusion of separation, waking up to the dream of remembering that we are actually here to be caretakers of the earth and caretakers of each other. We're waking up. And waking up is not always comfortable. Sometimes part of awakening is recognizing some of our habits, some of our choices, some of our behaviors that have had hurtful consequences, maybe on ourselves, maybe on someone else. And that's part of awakening up, not from guilt or shame, quite the contrary. We want to wake up out of that illusion of guilt and shame and come into, hey, we all are part of this extraordinary experience of life. We all are a part of the unified field. And so through the Awakening World shows, we're going to take different topics. This weekend, it's what does the Awakening World mean? Next weekend, it's going to be all about the Weevolution. What is the Weevolution? How can we participate in that? The weekend after that, it's Martin Luther King weekend, and we're going to be really exploring social and racial justice and what we all can do to make a difference, and so on and so forth. So please join us for these shows on all 3 nights, or all 3 days, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday morning. We want to hear from you. And if you just want to kick back and watch, that's totally okay. But if you want to participate, you can turn your cameras on Friday nights and on Sunday nights. And on Saturday night, we're going to dedicate our early shows and some of our after shows, like tonight, to hearing from you. So welcome. And again, if you haven't registered yet and you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, go to globalpeacetribe.com, register, come on into the Zoom room. We've got over 100 people here, and join us. As I was designing the Awakening World, and I decided, as Deborah Giusti is on a hiatus, well, let's have a revolving group of co-hosts. And I am so grateful that my first co-host is Kristin Hoffmann. I met her through Saturday Night Live. I'd heard her name for years. Everybody kept saying, Kristin Hoffmann, oh my God, this amazing music, Kristin Hoffmann. And we started doing this show, Saturday Night Live, and Deborah kept saying, we've got to get Kristin Hoffmann. We've got to get Kristin Hoffmann. Well, Kristin Hoffmann is not only an amazing musical force, but I think this is the 4th show now that she's co-hosted with me. And I've had the chance to really get to know her. And she has got such an amazing balance of extraordinary talent, profound care for the work that she does, profound care for the people she works with, all of us. And she's really nice. She's kind. She's like this nice, kind person who's a brilliant artist. And I tell you, I was born and raised in LA. I've worked in the entertainment industry all my life. To be that talented and that nice and that kind and that loving is an extraordinary combination. You are the representation of the awakening world. You are the model. I want to be Kristin Hoffmann when I grow up. Thank you, Kristin, for being my co-pilot.
Oh, Scott, that was one of the most beautiful, sweetest intros I have ever received in my lifetime. Thank you. And I do care. I care about you. I care about the show. I care about our co-awakening together here in this moment tonight. And that's what makes the awakening world so beautiful here is I know we all care. We all care so much about each other and the community and about our own growth. And here we are. The show tonight is called New Year's Evolutions. We are the awakening world. And all of us who have shown up tonight are taking that first step, that commitment to be here now and evolve together, wake up together. And showing up in that way, listening to your inner guidance and building community that supports this awakening these are the ingredients for exactly what we need to truly begin to awaken together and to continue awakening. So thank you. Give yourself a big hug and say, yes, you have shown up. And let's just be excited about all that's about to unfold tonight together. The messages that we're about to remind ourselves, remember, and learn for the first time. And all of the possibilities that are coming this year, whether they be blissful, which we all enjoy blissful possibilities, but there's also going to be uncomfortable possibilities. There's also going to be challenging, craggly bits of the evolution. And how can we quietly tune in and just resolve ourselves to showing up to those moments as well in the mindset of openness and evolution? That's what this is all about. It's not just about all the happiness. That's beautiful. It is also about the little growing pains and how we learn to walk through this life and walk through the challenges with greater sense of grace, greater sense of knowingness that we're all connected and that this too shall pass. So thank you for being here, Scott. I'm so thrilled to be weaving with you again tonight. New beginnings all around.
Yeah. And thank you, the amazing guests that you've brought on. And I think you're going to tell us, who do we got on the show tonight?
Let's figure that out. And I'll suggest, Scott, why don't you show a picture first? Because I realized we forgot to go over the order. So maybe you can show a picture first and I will make sure that I am in alignment. Dearest Sister Jenna, Sister Jenna is the author of the recently released book, Meditation, Intimate Experiences with the Divine Through Contemplative Practices. As an acclaimed, trusted spiritual mentor and host of the America Meditating radio show, she is committed to bridging divides in societies and building relationships between global influencers. I love you, Sister Jenna. She is such a beautiful mentor in my life. Thank you for being here.
Scott, I have to tell you, the introduction that you did for Kristin was spot on.
Is it really? It's true, isn't it? I mean, she is that remarkable. To be that talented and that kind is such, that is heaven on earth, is people like that.
Yeah. Oh, I have my days too as well. And our next guest is Nina Palmieri. Welcome, Nina. It's such an honor to have you. Nina is a master educator, novel woman, and wisdom keeper who shares her gift of divine perception to bring clarity and guide one home to their authentic self so that we can take personal responsibility for our lives. As a clear channel of the Divine Mother, her ever-growing community, A New Earth Movement, considers her a light-bearing guide and mentor. It's so beautiful to have you, Nina. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm honored to be here. I'm very happy to be here.
Welcome. We're looking forward to hearing from you. And our incredible creative is back, Kaeshi Chai, beautiful dancer, leader, wisdom keeper, teacher. Kaeshi Chai is a transformational performer, director, and dance leader, and is the founder of internationally acclaimed Belly Queen and Pure Dance. I have had the pleasure in this life of collaborating with Kaeshi many times, and tonight I'm sure is going to be another great blessing. Thank you, Kaeshi. And Hereditary Chief Phil Lane Jr. Welcome, dear one. Chief Phil Lane Jr. is an enrolled member of the Yankton, Dakota, and Chickasaw nations, and is an internationally recognized leader in human and community development, as well as just being one of the most incredible, inspiring, and big-hearted humans that I've known on this planet. Thank you for being here.
Dorja, it's always a joy and inspiration to be in your presence and to hear your beautiful, beautiful heart, soul moving music. So I'm honored. I'm honored to be here in your presence, everybody's presence.
Gratitude, Kaeshi. Can't wait for your sharing. And Ben Bowler, my dearest brother Ben. Ben, I could talk about you for the next 2 hours and how much you have moved my life and this planet. Ben Bowler is the executive director of Unity Earth, empowering worldwide solutions for unity, purpose, and peace. Ben has a history of innovation in spiritual tourism and global events dedicated to healing, uplifting, uniting, and inspiring. Ben, can't wait to hear from you. Thanks for being here. Dawn Red Sun will be sharing music tonight. I'm so excited to receive Dawn's incredible gifts. Dawn is a musical alchemist whose mission is to write medicinal music that raises the state of well-being within oneself on physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual levels. I love you, Dawn. Thank you for joining us, and we are really looking forward to your music. And Gwenevere, I don't have your bio in front of me, but I have to say Gwenevere Bridge, and Scott's going to be sharing your full bio later, but Gwenevere Bridge is an incredible, intuitive, and cosmic divining channel, I would say. She is deeply connected to our planet Gaia, and she brings through the messages that are most important for us to tune into in the now so that we can live our fullest lives in the most exuberant ways possible. Thank you, Gwenevere, for being here with us tonight. I love you, dear one.
Thank you. I'm so honored.
And I think that concludes our... I'm Kristin Hoffmann, by the way. I know Scott introduced me, but I'm just going to say I'm a being, and I'm here to serve. And I serve with music. I serve through silence as well, and togetherness. So my commitment tonight is just to be present and support and share when it's my time, and let us dive in. So, our first incredible guest this evening. Oh, I bow at her beautiful feet. Sister Jenna, I just...
And I rise at your beautiful presence. I think we make a great couple. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I
Happy
can't
New Year,
imagine
everyone.
I just can't imagine a more perfect way to start into the space of the new year than a meditation with Sister Jenna.
Thank
And
you.
we are about to receive the gift of her voice, of her heart, of her spirit, of her love affair with silence. She really has spent so much of this life cultivating presence and a relationship with silence, and it's evident when she speaks that it comes from that incredible vast knowingness of that space that weaves the realms. She's here, she's so present, yet she is also connected to so many other realms, and you will feel it, and I'm so excited. I'm going to read your bio to make it more official.
No, don't.
Don't?
Don't.
Well, let me read just 1 minute. Sister Jenna. Okay, Scott's
You
going to
did
go over at the
already.
end.
You did
I
already.
did? Okay.
You
okay.
did. You did. Happy New Year, everyone. Again, what does a bio do justice in terms of defining the real narrative of any soul? However, it's my honor to be with all of you today and to move into 2022 with a lot of optimism, a lot of courage, a lot of awakening. Scott's question about what an awakening world looked like, for me, just felt like we all had our self-esteem. We finally gained back our self-esteem and our self-respect. And just for a moment, can you just visualize 7.5 billion people walking with their self-respect and self-esteem? What an awakened world that would be. And so where does the assignment begin? It begins behind your eyes. You know, Kristin sounds like, makes it sound like I'm just really this deeply silent person. I don't know, but I do know that last night for our New Year's Eve get together and soiree, my resolution was to deepen the energy of silence inside of me so that my presence can remove the sorrow and the suffering of souls. So let me explain what that means. That I've stopped serving thoughts that are connected to limited beliefs, that I'm just a woman, I'm just Jamaican, Indian, American, that I'm just a Republican or a Democrat. I think that the more we are attached to those limited beliefs, the more peaceless we become. And when you're peaceless, you can't emanate the energy of stillness, of silence. So the most important thing I'd say for 2022, for all of you as we get ready for a very powerful time together, is to begin to practice to live from the world behind your eyes. What are you thinking? What's the potential that God sees in you that He wants you to see in you? Can you see it? You will never be able to become what you can't see. And in your practice of inner silence, it'll give you a chance to see you the way the divine sees you, and then you'd stop wasting time. So what I'd like to do for all of us today, as each of us in the room, whether you're on Facebook or in the webinar, in the room, whatever and wherever you might be, can I please ask you to pause for a moment? Maybe all you did was press a button to get on air with us. But think about all the energy the coordinators went through to bring us all together for you and for ourselves. An awakened person is very in touch with the behind the scenes investment, the intention that goes behind everything in life. They want to see how best they can nurture the intention. So the setting of the stage for our session today and our 2022, I'd like to invite you to give up a few C's in your life, and then we'll go into the meditation. Give up taking the sea of criticism, comparison, competition. Think of it. When those three C's are out of your consciousness, how awakened you would be on the planet. What would be your belief system? So let's take a little time to meditate. And I am hearing some movement online somewhere. So I'm hoping that it won't disturb the meditation when we go into it. So sit up straight, please. Keep your eyes gently, just gently opened, kind of creating a peripheral vision, as if you're seeing at the sides of your eyes, but you're looking straight. Become aware of the world behind your eyes, the one that's invisible but becomes visible in your presence, in the way you look through your eyes, the words that you speak. Just pay attention to the world behind your eyes until you can feel the sense of silence gently emerging for you. Imagine for a little while the original nature of the soul is silence. It's peace. If my original nature is peace and silence and stillness, what am I making effort for? Or what's getting in my way? Perhaps I just need to live more from the world behind my eyes and be aware that the original nature and religion of the soul is peace. Allow the energy of stillness and silence and peace to awaken inside of you naturally. It's already there inside of you. Your stillness, your peace, your power. For the rest of the year, is it possible to keep reminding yourself to travel from that world, the world behind your eyes, to check and change what you need to remove criticism, comparison, and competition from your vision, and to simply replace your vision with compassion, empathy, to be detached, yet very engaged. So let us take just a few more seconds. Close your eyes. And everyone in this event and in the webinar, Send them your blessings and your good wishes and observe how it makes you feel. Bless everyone with your good wishes and pure feelings. This is your renewal, and this is your new year. Thank you all so much, Scott, and thank you, Kristin, for inviting me to ground us and to get us into, the movement from within out as we awaken to a world where we just have our self-esteem about us because of our intimate connection to Source. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening and an even better year. Thank you, guys. Om Shanti.
Before you leave,
Yeah.
first of all, thank you for just bringing us down into such a connected space. Isn't it amazing how much more connected we feel when we slow down?
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Dear
reminder.
Scott, I just want to jump in for a second because you have Jay spotlighted. I think. No?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was seeing him spotlighted. Okay.
But I do want to put the spotlight on your new book. And this is very exciting. Tell us about, first of all, people, want to encourage everyone to go to americameditating.org. americameditating.org. That's Sister Jenna's website. Tell us about your book.
Can I read something from it?
Yes, I would love
Is
that.
it okay?
Yes, please.
It's coming out on 02/02/2022. I thought that was quite auspicious by the publishers, but the opening of the book is A Time to Choose. We find ourselves right now in the age of great transformation, one of the most consequential moments in human history. These are indeed the times that the great prophets and seers throughout the millennial have spoken about. Mankind has experienced and survived many eras of tremendous change. Of course, yet with each turn of the spiral, the permutation becomes more amplified, as if there will be one final revolution of the cycle that turns it all around so we can start anew one more time. This is about our mystical experiences. I have the privilege of traveling with about over 25 co-authors, everyone, from Jean Houston to Temple Hayes to Sister J&T and a host of other great minds about mystical experiences that are occurring. And I think we need to talk more about those things, what's waking us up from our sleep and what's keeping us awake from falling back asleep. And so, Scott, thank you for highlighting the book. It's really a baby project in which the producers really had to encourage me to do this. And I'm glad that I did. It was very transformative for me. Louis Gossett Jr., who is a 5-time Academy Award winner, has already read the book, and he said, this is something you've really got to think through. But I loved what Kathy Hughes said, who's the founder of Radio One and the second largest African-American media mogul in America. She says on every page, the book comes to life for you. That was big. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it's going to unfold.
So everybody, you can pre-order this on Amazon now.
Yeah.
It's just called Meditation. So if you go to Amazon or you go to her website, go to americameditating.org and click here where it says pre-order on Amazon. And there's the book. And let's also put that. I'm going to absolutely order it right now. I'm putting it
Please
on my
do.
Amazon, and I'm proceeding to the checkout. And I just ordered your book. So
Scott, I love you. I love you. It's already reached #1 in new release in mysticism. So there's a life to it. Thank you. Everybody, now we should order a book for the New Year resolution so we can get our copies. Thank you, Scott. Really appreciate that.
That's one of the wonderful things. I just placed my order. As for example, we had Andrew Harvey recently.
Love Andrew.
Oh, he's the best. And Andrew has a new book called Engoldenment, and it's all about his take on Kabir. So just like this, I ordered it online, and when it arrived, oh my God, it's just been so beautiful to read his poetry. And so now I have a meditation book coming, and definitely I can use some support with better meditation. So Sister Jenna, God bless you. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so
My
much,
good
Sister
wishes.
Jenna. Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone. Have a great, great time. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
I get to introduce the next person. And some of you may have heard this story before, but it is a powerful story. And of course, I'm referring to my dear friend, Gwenevere Bridge. I've known Gwenevere for well over 20 years. I first met her when I booked her on a television show. I did a lot of television shows on UFOs and crop circles, but also on psychics. And I was the wrangler for psychics. And anyway, I met Gwenevere that way. And many years passed that we didn't connect, but somewhere along the line, we became Facebook friends. And then a little over 10 years ago, my wife passed away. And I hadn't heard from Gwenevere in a while. I think maybe she sent me a condolence message, perhaps. About 6 months after my wife died, I was here in the house, and I went walking through my bedroom really quickly, and all of a sudden, just for a flash, I saw my deceased wife on our bed smiling at me. It was just like this quick flash. You know how those things are. You're like, did I just make that up? Or what? 15 minutes later, I come back to my computer, and there's a Facebook private message from Gwenevere who says, "Dear Scott, we haven't spoken in quite a while, but I wanted to let you know that your wife just came to me, and she wanted to let me know that she wanted me to pass on the message to you that, yes, you did just see her smiling." That's the extraordinary talent, the amazing ability to drop in that Gwenevere Bridge has. And I could spend an hour telling you other stories about her remarkable ability to have one foot firmly in this world and one foot in the next world. And she's going to provide that talent for us right now by giving us a forecast of this new year. So Gwenevere, thank you so much for being with us. We all are pretty eager, a little excited about what 2022 is going to bring to us, bring to humanity, and bring to us as we awaken together. So the spotlight is on you, my friend.
Thank you so much, Scott. You constantly humble me, and it's taking all my power not to cry, because I embrace you with all my heart, and I don't have words to express what I feel. So I'm doing the best I can.
You're doing great.
And thank you so much. I'm so honored to be part of this. And I'm so honored to be starting this year with you. So let's talk about this year. This year is super intense. Now, I want to start with it's a very powerful year. Maybe the most powerful year for a lot of people from the very beginning of what they experienced as their timeline. Okay. And so I want people to embrace the idea that powerful does not mean easy. Powerful requires incredible strength, and powerful requires each and every individual to go so deep into the kind of world you want to share with people around you from love. It's so important. If we start with the numerology alone, 2022 is profound. One of the reasons why is it takes us directly to the heart, okay? So it takes us into the chalice of the heart. And that actually came up in the actual reading as well, because I did the numerology and the read on it. And it was talking about the chalice. It was asking us to go on the grail quest for our heart center. And so that's really important. But here's the deal with those 2 2 2s, right? That's 3 2s in the year. Each 2 represents something. We have 2 on the ground, which is the physical world we know. We have 2 in the heart and the mind coming together as one, which takes us to the Hopi prophecy of walking through the portal with our hearts and our heads connected in harmony. And the last 2 is the crown 2, which connects us to God, deity, goddess, however each person experiences it. And that big, beautiful 0 is divine force, right? The most powerful month is going to be February, because we have February 2nd, 2022, which is in numerology a 10. It's the turning of the wheel, okay? Then we have February 20th, 2022, which is also, you guessed it, a 10, another turning of the wheel, okay? Then we have February 22nd, 2022. It is mind-blowing how much the month of February is asking us to go into intense forms of harmonization and balance. We have 10, 10, and 12, okay? 10, 10. So we have the physical 10, the turning of our physical world. We have the spiritual 10, the turning of our spiritual world. And 12 connects us directly to the hanged man, which brings me to the reading portion of this, not the numerology portion. The reading portion was talking about the fact that we were supposed to come to the heart, divine masculine and divine feminine. So whether you consider yourself feminine or masculine, no matter what your gender happens to be, you're being asked to bring 2 different elements. I don't make this stuff up. It blows my mind. Men, or people who feel gendered toward masculine, are supposed to bring their highest wisdom, their knowledge and their expertise, the mind. And women are supposed to bring their heart, their most emotional, nurturing process. And the 2 are supposed to come together. Again, this is a combining of forces of sacred masculine and sacred feminine to hold that chalice underneath the hanged man, right? Because he's hanging upside down to learn. He needs to go into wisdom. The pain is to teach him how to be in balance. And that feminine force under his head is like a baptism, which is very, very powerful. And then there was a second form of alignment, and this was more important. So I hope everybody's going to pay attention and take this as their takeaway. Elder, and this would be Generation X and Boomers. These groups are supposed to turn and look at the millennials and Generation Z and give proper assistance downward. So you want to see that down there's despair and hopelessness. And the only way to pull them out of despair and hopelessness is to give them laughter, wisdom, love, nurturing, and answers. They want answers. They don't want to hear more talk. They're watching the world around them suffering. Today, here in Virginia, it was 75 degrees on January 1st. I was sweating. So the physical form of the reading was talking about the fact that we as a ship, you want to think about the whole human race is on a ship. Our ship is strong. We can make it. But the waters are rough. So if we don't navigate with calm, with each other, in unification and in peace, we're going to feel tossed by the physical challenges coming at us. I have tornado warnings tonight. Wind blew over a tree and it knocked into the power lines as I watched. So we have crazy weather all around the United States and of course all around the world. And this is one of the reasons why this unifying factor and working hard for our dreams and working hard to give the dreams to the youth is more important than it's ever been. And, you know, with the numerology alone, it turns us back to the year 2000. So we're in a 20-year open cycle and it gets more intense. We had 2 neutron stars that were absorbed black holes in the last 5 years. And those pulses went through our planet and our bodies, causing us to expand and contract. When people are talking about portals, these neutron stars are creating a star force to open portals to do a healing that's total and truly unique. I've never seen anything like it. And because it's this rare and this beautiful, we have to be the most kind, we have to be the most mindful, and we have to be the most inclusive. Everybody has a piece of the puzzle. And with that knowledge, and this is the basis of the 2022 energy, is that everybody needs to go deeper into personal study, deeper into meditation, deeper into connecting with that heart, mind, spiritual force to unify, because women in general are going to be experiencing the pain of the planet, and men in general are going to be experiencing the psychological distress coming from the women, which we're already witnessing. So this unification is genuinely key. We are one together. We're not one apart. So very powerful stuff going on. And my heart could not even.
You know, there's so many things that you've said that are really important. I just want to anchor a couple of them. Isn't
Yes.
it interesting that both you and Sister Jenna emphasized compassion, kindness, and in my introduction of Kristin, talking about her kindness. And so I think that that's a really important, let's just all, as Global Peace Tribe members, let's commit to being more kind and more compassionate. And when somebody is different than the way we want them to be, or the way we think they should be, can we find that compassionate understanding? And I'm really hearing that. I also really like how you brought in the different generations, and that it's time for us all to support the different generations. So that's really beautiful. Gwenevere, any other last things you want to make sure that we know as you look at the forecast?
I'm covered in the loveliness of ladybugs. Got one right here.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Yeah, we can see her. Beautiful.
It landed on me as I finished talking about it. Let me look at this. Okay, so a good takeaway is male identifying people need to see themselves this year as the Merlin, and female identified individuals have to see themselves more along the lines of Kuan Yin, because we're in the middle of the Kali Yuga. So that female compassion mixed with the Merlin magic is really going to open the door so that we can cross through this portal as whole humans and actually see a reparation taking place to this planet and to the people in this planet. And of course, my loveliness of ladybugs, which have been crawling all over me.
I will get up my Merlin hat, and I do that. Well, we did it together. You were on my All Hallows Eve show every year. So I'll do the Merlin energy. That's beautiful. I want to remind everybody that Gwenevere has so many things available. She uses Linktree. So that's linktr.ee. You go there, and it's a wonderful place to, if you haven't been to Linktree before, it's a great way to connect. And her page is called Guinevere's Enchantments. And she's got so many things going on. She's a TikTok star. I love her TikToks. She has a YouTube channel. She's got on Instagram ceremonial makeup. You've seen her she's been on our show as Persephone, as Saraswati, as Mrs. Claus last week. So if you want to learn how to design different ceremonial makeup, definitely go to Gwenevere. And Gwenevere, is there anything else you want to make sure that people know that you provide?
Yes, absolutely. This year, I'm working on producing a oracle deck. I've been channeling it in over a course of time, and finally all the elements came together, and I'm in the middle of creating it. I think you have the image I sent you of one of the cards that's complete.
That's right. Let me pull that up right now. Here it is. And tell us about this oracle deck. And here's the image that you sent me.
Thank you so much. The illustration that we're looking at here as one of the complete pieces, this was a event that took place called Standing Rock. And anybody who's aware of Standing Rock that took place in 2016 knows that all the nations came together as one in North Dakota. And I was there. And this image that you're seeing is the geodesic dome and the teepee combined together, which is masculine and feminine as one. And also the unification of all of us in Turtle Island coming together to open our dreams together. The deck itself is guardians and guides and has a very beautiful energy that's very balanced. And it's just, I don't even have words because there's so much in the deck. It is going to help people navigate this next episode in their lives.
You know, certainly once the deck is complete, we'll do like a Sacred Sunday show with you, and you can actually show people how to work with the deck, okay?
I would love to. It would be so amazing.
Okay. Gwenevere, God bless you. Thank you so much for giving us insight into this upcoming year. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Scott. I love you.
Love you too. And to introduce our next presenter, here's Kristin.
Gwenevere, that was incredible as always. I feel like you bring through such potent, powerful imagery and everything's so clear. And I love that it is so clear because I can really take it in and digest it and have some very clear imagery to take home with me and ponder. So thank you so much.
Kristin, I took myself off mute just to say something specifically to you.
Okay.
When you were talking at the onset of the show, I had a vision, okay? It like literally punched me in the third eye.
Wow.
And it was beautiful. It was two Tauruses, Taurus, Taurus, the energy that inverts inside of itself, coming together over your energy, and they overlapped in a almost perfect figure eight, but they were overlapped and connected in the middle. So this literally means that your ability to generate really powerful things that resource you on both levels, when I was talking about the twos, is amplified this year. And that's all. I won't take any more time. I just wanted to let you know because it was spontaneous. And when I have spontaneous visions, it's not right for me not to share.
Wow. Thank you so much. And I also learned my birthday is 10/10. And as you were talking about the 10 and the 10, I feel like I learned something else about my being in birth. So gratitude. I hope we connect soon again. Okay. And it's my great honor to introduce and call forward our next guest, Ben Bowler. I love you, Ben. Thank you for being here. Let me just tell everyone a little bit about you. Ben Bowler is the Executive Director of Unity Earth, empowering worldwide solutions for unity, purpose, and peace. Ben has a history of innovation in spiritual tourism and global events dedicated to healing, uplifting, uniting, and inspiring. Through platforms such as Unity Earth, World Unity Week, and Peace Weekend, Ben is dedicated to facilitating a greater unity and wholeness of the whole human family and all of life. And I have to say, I've gone on numerous journeys with Ben around this planet, and we've had the gift of time in person together, but also over the last few years, just that time to check in and keep our dreams and visions flowing. And I am just so grateful for this being in my life and in our world. Ben is one person who is truly listening to his call and opening up a container for us all to engage in this great awakening and the change that we are called to at this time. So Ben, thank you for all you do, and thank you for being here.
Oh, beloved sister Kristin, it's an honor. Thank you for inviting me, and I want to echo Scott's beautiful words about you at the beginning of today. And what a blessing it is here to be here on day one for the Awakening World and day one for this brand new year. So thanks again to Scott and to you, Kristin, for your loving co-creations and kindness that have brought and woven all this together. And thank you to Sister Jenna's incredible depth meditation and beautiful insights from Gwenevere. It actually struck me while Gwenevere was speaking of Power of Two. Last year, 2021, as we were generating the field for World Unity Week, which is in June, of course, around the mid-year solstice, it came through the field to really declare last year as year one. Scott, you may remember after 2020 was such a year of transitions, of endings and beginnings. And so the 2021 was year one of the new decade, of the new dispensation, however one wanted to see it in one's own perspective. And as Gwenevere was talking just now, it really struck me the rightness of us being in year two. and that this is very much a 2 year, and the coming together and the harmony of those things. So the awakening world, as we think into it and dream into that and feel into that, I love the name of this show, of this incredible platform. And, it strikes me that it is something that in its very essence talks about what we do in community, what we do together. The awakening world, while it may begin behind our eyes, as Sister Jenna so beautifully invited us, it must necessarily come out into expression through beautiful and beloved co-creations like this weaving, this show, The Awakening World, and so many other things that are coming forth. So when I think of The Awakening World, Scott and Kristin, I think of all the incredible co-creations and weavings and how we show up together and what we can do together to really coalesce the power and influence in the world that is navigated by truth, beauty, and goodness, that is directed by compassion, which is targeted towards love, unity, and peace. And while so many have been striving for so long, for decades and millennia and for centuries in this direction, perhaps it is up to us this year to really carry that forward and carry that work forward. And so many extraordinary people are here right now in this room, in this space, in this broadcast and beyond, that are responding to the call. I came across something a friend shared on social media today, and I just want to take a minute to have a look at this graphic. And as everybody is completing the final line there, just to think about our agency and the impact that we are having and the impact that we will continue to have together, and many more join these efforts. And what flowers are we planting together? What are we doing together? What is it like this show, The Awakening World? This is part of what we are planting together. And I'm really honored to share with you, for those who may or may not be aware of it, we've started day 1 of the 7 days of rest. And the 7 days of rest goes from January 1 to 7 every year, now in its 5th year. And I'm really happy that Scott and Kristin were open to sharing this with all the community here, because it's an incredibly beautiful field and space that has been created by Dr. Shelley Ostroff and Jan Golding in Jerusalem. And after 5 years, it is a flourishing, self-organizing field of ceremony, indigenous offerings, incredible music, daily practices. And it's extraordinary how much the themes of rebirthing, nourishing, cultivating, communing, shaking, valuing, and celebrating are these year's 7 themes. And it's happening now. Today is day 1. Day 2 here in the Pacific as we go into the 7 days of rest. Such a beautiful way to begin the year with these incredible offerings. In fact, I was very privileged earlier today to be a part of an opening ceremony with Kristin and with Sister Jenna and other amazing people from around the world to begin and to convene the ceremonial beginning of the 7 days of rest. What's amazing about it, if you go down to the gallery, and we'll put the link in the web, in the different chats. If you go into the gallery, you'll get a sense of how many extraordinary offerings are being offered every day from here until January 7th. Beautiful. This is part of the flowers that we are planting together for an awakening world. And there's so many beautiful retreats, drum gatherings, stories of grandmother's ecology. I mean, it's an incredible field of content and experiences and offerings, and it's all completely given freely. I really want to shout out and honor Shelley Ostroff and Jan Golding for their tireless, generous work in doing this. It really is a beautiful gift to the world and growing in resonance every day. So let me encourage you, please go to 7 days of rest and partake of the goodness that there. It really is truly, truly beautiful. And this is all part of the awakening world as we go across all the different events. It was not long ago we completed enlightening our way together around the December solstice with beloved Chief Phil Lane Jr., who we'll be hearing from a little bit later on tonight's show. And before too long, also coming up, I think you mentioned, Scott, about Martin Luther King, our friends at the Sign Network and all of the community coming together again to do the MLK Beloved Community Convergence. And you can connect with this On Facebook, there's an event. You can go to the MLK Beloved Community Convergence. Again, there are ceremonies, there are beautiful presentations, there's deep and powerful sharing, workshops, and experiences to be had there. Whoops, sorry, I've gone somewhere else. And I'll stop sharing there. But the MLK Beloved Community is coming up just in a few weeks' time, which is really, really beautiful. And the last thing I want to just seed into the field here is that we are coming up and into the third World Unity Week. And we're so excited, Scott. We're so grateful for your support over the years. And Kristin, your amazing support and contributions to that artistically, and all your energy and spirit, and Brother Phil and so many others. And we are gearing up for this year, which is going to be the two coming together. So World Unity Week, 18th to the 15th of June this year. It's across the mid-year solstice. Again, is an opportunity for all around the world, us to come together, these community of communities, these groups of groups that are orientating around this unified field of peace and harmony. WorldUnityWeek.org. You can get connected. Keep an eye out for that. More and more is coming. So this is all part of the flowers that we're planning together for this year and the years to come. And congratulations to you, Scott. Congratulations to you, Kristin. What a beautiful offering and a contribution to the field of unity and peace is this, the Awakening World. It's been an honor to be with you here tonight.
Oh, thank you, Ben. And as everybody can see, I mean, one of the things that's exciting is how we all come together and collaborate and co-create. I want to acknowledge your good friend and partner, John Raymer and Summer Raymer in the Sign Network, because right now there are over 100 groups and pages watching us because of the Sign Network. And that's another example of how we all collaborate. And John and I are now coordinating on the Martin Luther King weekend. So there's a way that we're all coming together, through our online offerings, building community, letting people know. And I want to say I've done the 7 days of rest the last 2 days, actually. I've been doing the one with Gary Malkin and Teresa Collins, and they've done a wonderful job. Gary's music and the Sarah McCrum videos, and it's been really, really beautiful. So thank you for putting that together. And I think the one website you didn't show that I want to let people know about is the Facebook page. A lot of you, of course, are on Facebook right now. And if you go to facebook.com/7 days of rest, that's another way to find out about what's happening as well. And here it is. So thank you so much for putting this together and representing your continent. Again, this is a global peace tribe. And thank you, Ben, for representing so beautifully your continent. Thank you.
It's my pleasure, Scott and Kristin. And yes, John Raymer and Summer Raymer are incredible examples and avatars of the kind of generosity of spirit of giving, as are Shelley Ostroff and Jan Golding, who created the 7 days of rest. And they're working so hard and tirelessly to put it forward for everybody. So we get inspired by each other. And through that optimism and that hope and that energy that lifts us all in a rising wave of peace, unity, love, goodness, compassion, and positivity, of which all, Kristin, you are such a shining example as people are reflecting tonight. So it's been my honor and privilege and pleasure to be with you. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Kristin.
Thank you, Ben.
Year of collaboration with you. All right.
I think this is you, Scott.
That's right. It is.
It's your moment.
This week's Wisdom Jewel, and we love the Wisdom Jewels. I want to thank Jay and Jan. It was Jan's birthday on Friday, so they're off celebrating today. But every week they create these little 2-minute, 3-minute video of Wisdom Jewels, which are quotes all around the theme. And of course, tonight's theme is the awakening world. So let's take a look at this week's Wisdom Jewels. so much wisdom in so many ways. And I want to acknowledge each and every one of you. In our early Zoom room show today, some of the wisdom that came through from all of you. And I'm watching right now in the chat box, wisdom. So I want to acknowledge the wisdom that's coming forth as all of us slow down, like Sister Jenna did such a beautiful job of helping us to slow down, dropping in, going inside. This is such a powerful time. And I'm really honored to be playing my role in helping to connect. I love bringing people together. I love bringing community together. And it's an honor. As we are moving forward, we are still kind of figuring out, okay, what is the Global Peace Tribe? What are we going to do? And I want to let people know that we are still going to do special events. In fact, we're planning a special event with our beloved Kristin Hoffmann, probably on Valentine's night. We'll announce that soon. Another big part of the Global Peace Tribe is just supporting each other when our various members are in need. I want to acknowledge, I just learned today that one of our broadcast partners is the Enlightened World Network. And Ruth Anderson, who runs that, her home burned down in Colorado. There's these big fires that took place in Colorado 2 nights ago, and Ruth Anderson's home burned down. So probably next week we will be raising money to support Ruth, if that's what you'd like. I want to acknowledge that we support our community members. And so I want to take a minute in this right now to send love to some of our community members. Many of you know Cornflower, our beloved brother. I want us to just send some love to Cornflower and specifically his mother, who's had a series of strokes. So blessings and maximum grace to Cornflower's mother. Maximum grace to Ruth Anderson and her family. And I want to spend special blessings to our Deborah Giusti, our co-founder of Global Peace Tribe, for her radiant health and for her health to improve. And for anybody else that you want to put love out to, anybody in the chat box, I encourage you to put a name in and I will read it just for a moment, because that's what we do. We come together and we support each other. And we're still learning how to support each other. I'm really proud that Saturday Night Live raised over $150,000 for people and individuals. So we will continue to do fundraising. We'll continue to support our community. And always remember that the greatest blessing is maximum grace. And again, to be clear, Cornflower himself is taking care of his mother, who has had a series of strokes. He's okay himself, but it's blessings for him. And you know, that's one thing to remember. Often it's the caregivers that really need our support. You know, I so many times, because I work a lot with people that are going through health crises, and the person who's got the cancer, sometimes even the person who's got the terminal cancer, they kind of sometimes are in the more enlightened state because they're getting ready to move on and they're getting a lot of love. It's the caregiver that's doing the cleaning and making the food and doing all sorts of work behind the scenes that often needs our love and our support. So let's always remember to love the caregivers and all of you who have been caregivers. Thank you so much. So just a few for Percy Hilo, healing to his brother, Hank Holzer, and sister Delilah Kinsky, maximum grace. And right now I did hear Dr. Laura suggesting maximum grace for all creatures of Mother Earth and Mother Earth herself. Maggie asking for us to bless Mary and James Cooper. Lilith Rogers asking for us to send healing to Lois Benson. Mary Noonan just asking us to pray for positive change. Omashar, blessings to his mother, Kate, during her current health challenge. Suzanne, just asking for love to everybody. Nora Hansen, to her daughter, Michelle, happily 3 months pregnant with a little baby in her tummy. Isn't that beautiful that we have the cycles of life, those that are leaving our world and those that are coming into the world. Teresa Lee's blessings to brother Mike, who was the caregiver for her mother who passed in July. And so on and so forth. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm going to read just a few more. And while I do that, I want to just remind you that if you can, please do support us by supporting this is the tax deductible place. So if you go to supportgpt.com, that's how you can get tax deductions. And anybody who provides $250 or more, I will personally connect with you and we will read a poem or we will sponsor or support an organization of your choice. So that's something that we're adding. Any donation of $250 or more will dedicate 2 or 3 minutes to providing you an opportunity to share a poem or share a thought, or if there's an organization you want us to highlight, we're going to do that. So these are just some of the ways that we are growing and evolving. We will continue to grow and evolve. I want to thank those of you who have registered and anybody who's registered at one of the higher levels, $75 and up. You'll be part of our supporters, and we're going to have monthly supporters meetings to get your input and your feedback. So we're growing and we're evolving because of you. Thank you so very, very much. And now I'm going to turn it back over to my wonderful co-host and collaborative partner, Kristin Hoffmann.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I can't imagine a better space to support than this incredible Global Peace Tribe community. You're truly doing great work here, Scott. And I think it's time for some music. It definitely feels time for some music.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
So here we go. I have the great honor to introduce Dawn Redsun. Dawn Redsun is a musical alchemist originally hailing from Germany and based in Los Angeles for almost 10 years. Her mission is to write medicinal music that raises the state of well-being within oneself on physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual levels. She works with vibrational instruments such as sound bowls, the harmonium, and recently started embarking on a new journey with the harp. Dawn's music is intentionally minimalistic so as to leave things simple, raw, and open and give the mind a chance to settle and the body to rest. She has released music online and is continuously working on new projects for our ears and heart. And beyond the realms of music, Dawn Redsun is a spiritual mentor studying under the divine wings of Nina Palmieri, who we will hear from very shortly, the founder of a New Earth movement. Having been on the path of awakening and self-empowerment, she provides a deep and safe container for growth and expansion through self-love, sacred sexuality coaching, and Ayurvedic healing massage. Dawn, I love your work. You're doing such beautiful, beautiful work in this world. And we are going to be blessed by some music. I'm so, so grateful to just be able to receive. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you so much for having me. Such an honor to be here. And I will be singing a song that I received. And it is basically a song about really transmuting grief and calling on for divine help, as so to really alchemize pain and bring in joy and gratitude for the ones that have left us. I invite you to close your eyes and just receive.
So,
So beautiful and haunting, Dawn. I feel like it's like haunting angelic presence. I feel the river of sadness that we all carry, and then that pure, pure healing love in that piece. Thank you so much. And Dawn will
you.
be back a bit later, and I know Scott's going to share where we can find.
yeah, we can. I'm kind of stunned, Don. It's always so wonderful when we have new people on the show we haven't had before. And God, thank you so much. So we can find Dawn on Spotify. So just go to open.spotify.com, and then put in Dawn Red Sun, and you'll find her. And she has a brand new release that's especially beautiful. Tell us just briefly a little bit about this release. And how do we pronounce it, Jen Seats?
So I'm half German, and yeah, it's basically a German word. It's called Jenseits, and it has the same meaning as something that you can't describe because it's so beyond. So basically, it means beyond. And the song is about the passing of my cousin in 2018. And so I received it the night that she passed, and it was like one of the most painful and beautiful creations that I've ever done. And so also I've never written in German, and it's English and German at the same time. So it was like a really new process for me to write. And then I also fulfilled one of my biggest dreams, which was to record with a string quartet. And so it was recorded all live, and yeah, it was just such a magical recording when we're all getting together. And I just released it on the 26th, which was her birthday as well. So, yeah, I would love everybody to hear it. It's a very powerful piece.
I have to say, I have been following Dawn on Spotify for about a year now. And so if you follow someone, then when they put out a new release, it will come up in your kind of feed of new releases. And this song came on the other day, Dawn, and I was just immediately brought into such a deep state. And I can feel, now that you've shared behind the backstory, I can feel your beloved one's presence and the gift that you are offering in this piece from the deepest parts of your heart. It really takes you to such an incredible meditative space. So everyone, go listen to this beautiful new song and others. I have to say, I Am Alive is another favorite of mine, which we might hear later, I think.
Yes.
And I believe
Thank you.
that we kind of set it up that you would be able to acknowledge your teacher, who's our next presenter.
Of course. She's the best.
Do you want to say something first and then I will share her bio? Or how about you say something from the heart first?
Well, I've met Nina about 4 years ago, and I just can't put into words how my life has changed. Just so many blessings and so much growth, and like basically what you also shared earlier with really working. Yeah, of course, there's blessings of joy, and we want that. We want to be in the positive realm of things. But then what do we do? How do we navigate through grief and through heartbreak and all? Like, how do we actually see the gratitude in that and the blessing in that? And how do we grow and really accept? And so that's basically like, in a nutshell, the wisdom pearls. Just Nina provides this magical waterfall that just washes over us and showers us with so much wisdom. So I'm just so grateful to have her in my life as a mentor and, yeah, as
Aw.
family. So, yeah,
Thank you, Donnie.
love you so much.
So beautiful. And Nina, I'm so glad. The minute Dawn was sharing about you, I knew that I wanted to welcome you to the show tonight, and that you were the perfect the perfect teacher to invite to step into this first day of the new year, and that it was meant to be. So thank you for saying yes. Thank you for showing up for us all tonight. And I'm just going to share a little bit about you from your bio, just for a minute. Nina Palmieri is a master educator, Nawal woman, and wisdom keeper who shares her gift of divine perception to bring clarity and guide one home to their authentic self, so that we can take personal responsibility for our lives. As a clear channel of the Divine Mother, her ever-growing community considers her a light-bearing guide and mentor. Nina is the founder of a New Earth movement and has been given insight and divine understanding on how to create a model for transformation, personal freedom, and happiness. Through a grounded, heartfelt, and powerful approach, Nina is clear and impeccable channel of divine truth and wisdom. She has studied extensively in mystery schools with Don Miguel Ruiz, Doña Barbara Emrys, and other respected elders and wisdom keepers. She is an initiated Nawal woman who combines indigenous wisdom with a Toltec approach for life-altering classes and programs. She leads rituals, ceremonies, and healing retreats, including power journeys to various destinations in the U.S. and around the world. And we'll find out more about her website at the end. But Nina, welcome, and thank you for bringing us into 2022.
No, thank you so much. Thank you for receiving me and inviting me. And I've learned on my path to say yes to life. So when Donnie just said, can you speak in New Year's Eve about the Great Awakening and, New Year's evolutions? I said, yes, I'm here, I'm there. What else is there to talk about in this moment, in this great moment? It's really actually an exciting time to be alive. And as Scott was talking earlier, there's a lot of growing pains. There's labor pains as we go through this great awakening. And I feel that the world is so hungry and so thirsty for the truth and for direction and for a way to have the wisdom to guide us home so that we can really birth this new world into being. And we have free will. So it's really important. What we're doing here this evening is so important to help to bring inspiration to the people and to help us to just remember the truth. And so this morning I was in my reflective morning time and just asking for a message for this evening. And it became very clear about how to help us to bridge this great awakening is the path of love, the path of the heart. And everybody has already spoken about it in their own way. Love is the key. And love is such maybe a charged word because there's so much meaning that we give to it and conditions and ideas. But beyond that form and the idea of love is the pure presence of who we are. And that's what we are yearning to come home to at this time. And what we really have to remember how to operate from love and be vigilant. There's no more time to waste. For me, I feel like it's this urgency at this time to really be impeccable, to really to do our part, to unlock the illusions of our separation from God, from the divine, from love, and to open up the portal to the path of the heart. Because right now we are in chaos, we're in the changes, we're in the transformation, we're in this three-dimensional world of illusion. And when we open up to the heart and to love, we move into another dimension. It's a thing that lifts us up out of our illusions into the state of grace into what it is that we're desiring to be. And we have the power. We are pure potential. If you look around and you listen to people speaking about what's happening in the world, there's a lot of blaming and pointing fingers and, this needs to change out here, this needs to change there. But really, we need to do our part to be the thing that we want everybody else to be. We need to be the living message. And we are the living message underneath our masks, underneath our wounding. And really, as our dear sister said in the beginning, the path of silence is how we can get into love. And the quietude is where we find God, is where we find love. And so at this time, we need to stop, pause, let go of the things that are continuing and perpetuating that illusion. And we know ourselves intimately. It takes awareness, it takes courage to come within and to say, I don't need that anymore, that resentment, that criticism, or the judgments of ourselves or the judgments of others, and to put it down and to choose love, to choose an act of kindness, to choose compassion, to choose to reach out our hands in a time when maybe we are just feeling really like stubborn or really selfish or defeated or sad, to honor the sadness, but to also to reach out, to look out of our eyes and to connect with somebody else's eyes, to make time for the meaningful moments, to allow this love to pour through us so that we can lift up out of the illusion. The illusion of our separation from the divine is in our mind. It's our story. It's all of these ideas of who and what we think we are. And we're on like rerun. The pattern keeps going. And so for us to take a pause and to do our part to put it down and to do our part to let the love come out, to no longer withhold our love and let it come out of us for no reason, to do maybe the opposite of what we have done in the past, and those patterns that keep getting triggered, because we all have them, no matter how spiritual we think we are. We all have the patterns, we all have the defenses, we all have those moments where we come into form and we withhold our love or we perpetuate our own suffering. But to catch it and to say, no, that's not the truth, that's not who I am, and to go in a different direction is the way that we can create a tidal wave of love. We could change internally, and that frequency is what's going to change the world. Again, we're wanting the world to change, but we have to change our own world. And the world is here, the illusionary world. We have to change that. We have to align it with the heart. I was thinking too this morning that this love is the path of the heart, and it's like the portal into this other dimension. It's like it's not necessarily the organ, but it's like the spiritual heart where our wings take flight, where we go into another realm of an existence that is the truth of who we are. And we've all experienced it because we are it. That's undeniable. But we've experienced it in times of maybe unexpected events, or looking into a beloved's eyes, or hiking the summit of a mountain and or seeing a sunset or a sudden death where everything that you thought was real just dissolves and this force of love comes through. And so I would say for us to go forward from this moment on in this New Year's revolution, evolution, and to choose to love in these moments where it's difficult, where we want to separate, where we want to say, no, you're wrong, where we want to keep that resentment going, and rather we forgive. Maybe pray for that person instead of holding a grudge. Maybe instead of staying small in your idea of what just happened, to see from the greater perspective of compassion, of greater understanding. And that just unlocks the door into these other realms, into the higher dimension, into where it is that we're wanting to go, into what it is that we're wanting to usher in this great awakening. It's a ripple. It's a ripple, a tidal wave of love that is contagious, and that we have the power to be part of, to birth. It is who we truly are. And to me, it's so empowering. It's so inspiring. It's the biggest gift to wake up to who we are. And if we forget, it's okay. We forgive ourselves and we go forward. So I thank you for this opportunity of being here. I thank you for being part of this global transformation on this amazing time on the planet, to be with all of you and to do my part and for us to do our part. So thank you.
Nina, there's so many comments coming in from the chat box from our wonderful people, really inspired by you. And you're new to our show, new to meeting me. And I'm really appreciating that you have this very diverse cultural background. And as you spoke, you frequently, spoke of the illusion of separation and breaking out of the illusion. But I also really felt your compassion for the human moments that we all have, including teachers such as yourself. I'm just curious, do you have a simple practice that you could share of when you find yourself caught in the illusion, caught in a more human moment? What do you do to come out of that, or to remember the bigger picture, or to remember love?
It's a great question, because we all have that moment.
Yeah.
And for me, on my path, when I was immersed in a mystery school, I realized years in that if the judgment wasn't there, I would have excelled a lot quicker. And I had to see that and learn that, right? So, when that comes in, and it comes in all different forms for us to go forward and actually to love what we're seeing, rather than like, we want to kick it out, we want to push it out, we want to be like, I'm done with that, get out of here. No, bring it in and hold it and feel your presence, like the way that you love your child or an animal or the sunset. You love the aspect of you that's being revealed, that's the hook. And when you love it, that helps it to see it doesn't have any power over you.
Interpret that to mean you're really talking about embracing what we might call our shadow side, the parts of ourself that we might have shame or embarrassment about, that we hide, but to bring it out of the shadow into the light and love it like we would love a child. That's a beautiful, a really important reminder. Thank you.
It's alchemizing.
Yeah, because it's all, I like to always say, it's all God experiencing itself.
Mm-hmm.
It's all life experiencing itself.
Mm-hmm.
So you're very generous in looking at all that you provide. You provide a lot of beautiful events, many of which are free. So to learn more about Nina, and I love that her website is a newearthmovement.org, a newearthmovement.org. And I love that. I, for many years, produced a show called New Earth News. So I love this. If you go to her website, there's a lot happening, a lot of wonderful things here. I'm going to take us to her calendar because she's got coming up this Wednesday, January 5th, just a couple of days from now, 2 events. You've got a regular community prayer. Tell us a little bit about this for a moment.
Yeah, every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific time, I lead a community prayer. And that was inspired right before we had the lockdown, however long ago that was. Like you were saying, Scott, things have transformed. We never thought it would be what has evolved online, and the power that can come through online is amazing too. But anyway, so this has become our weekly prayer, and everyone is invited who wants to join in and to be immersed in really the state of grace with the divine and to spread that love to the world. And so, yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. And then the other event also happening on Wednesday the 5th. This is something you kind of put together really for in coordination with today. And it's called Aligning with the New Earth. Tell us, at Aligning with the New Year, tell us about this teleclass that you're offering. Yeah, it was inspired by this event tonight, just wanting to offer something to anybody who was feeling called to receive a message. And really, when we do these offerings, there's a message that comes through, and usually something that helps us to align with that message, a meditation, a transmission, an opening for the people to receive insights and to really receive tools to go home, then help to bridge this into their everyday world, everyday living. So something to inspire you to go to this next dimension, to open up to the path of the heart, and to receive the holy light at this time, because it is a holy time. Beautiful. Well, I'm planning on being there. I've put it into my calendar, so I'll look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. It's so great. Thank you so much, and wonderful to have you on our show. And I hope that we can have you on again, maybe on one of our other shows where we can go even more deeper, because you have a lot to share. Thank you so much for having me again. I'm happy to be here. And here's Kristin to take us in our next direction.
Nina, that was so profound. I really felt your message sink into my heart on a very deep level. And my feeling in my body is that I've been able to step more into a whole me experience. I don't know if that makes sense, but I really felt like something just grounded in my whole being. And beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. So I know we've been sitting for a bit, and we have some movement coming up and some music, and we are blessed to have Kaeshi Chai here this evening. Kaeshi and I have been friends and collaborators for years, and I know that this community has gotten to experience her gifts so many times now, or a few times, I think, right? A few times. But we are going to go on a journey with Kaeshi. And let me just tell you a little bit about Kaeshi. Kaeshi Chai is a New York City-based performer, theatrical director, teacher, trainer, and award-winning designer. She co-founded the professional dance company and school Belly Queen, and Pure, which breaks down into Public Urban Ritual Experiment, aka Pure, a global community focused on healing and social change through dance and music. And Kaeshi really does do just that. She uses music as a vehicle for awakening, awareness, transformation, and so many beings to come together, regardless of age, size, background. She has really magnetized every kind of person into one space, and everyone's moving together. I have cried tears multiple times witnessing the miracles that Kaeshi has brought forth, and just the open spaces that she's held for so many people to discover themselves. So Kaeshi, welcome. Kaeshi's going to share an experience, and then we are going to dive into a collaboration.
Thank you so much, Kristin. Welcome, everybody. I've just been so uplifted by everything I've been hearing so far. I am tuning in from New York. I will be moving to San Francisco soon, so I'll be bi-coastal. I really resonated with what Sister Jenna said about letting go of criticism, comparison, competition. I would like to offer up a couple more C's that we can embrace, like community, creativity, compassion, connection, and we can let go of judgment and listen more, right? So that goes for ourselves as well. A large part of what I do is to reconnect people to themselves and their bodies. So if you are judging the parts of your body that are in pain, it's time to send some love, some breath there. It's a metaphor for entering into 2022 as well. Recently, because of the rise of infections, of the virus, I needed to cancel 2 in-person events. And I also canceled a holiday, back to Michigan to visit my husband's family. So we needed to let go of that. So this is really about letting go and receiving. And before we dive into some movement, I just wanted to let you know that I made this outfit yesterday, at 3 a.m.
Oh
this
my
morning.
gosh.
I went into some fabric scraps that were sitting in the corner of a room, and I thought, let me repurpose this. So that was leaning into creativity. So it's making its debut today for you. And the music I'm going to be playing is called Body Mandala, which in Tibetan means Circle of Awakening. And it's by a friend called Drum Spider. And the illustration behind me is Dante's 9 spheres. So he journeys from hell through purgatory to heaven or paradiso. And we have the 9 spheres, which is a medieval rendition of the cosmos and the planets. And he gets to speak with God and the angels by the end of his journey. So I just wanted to give a little shout out to what we're going to be listening to and dancing with. All right, so I invite you to join me and modify however you need to. Listen to your body, and we're going to begin. So I'm going to stand up, and you can stay sitting if you want. I invite you to stand with me if you can. Let's take a moment to breathe in, reach both arms up, inhale, and exhale down. Widen your stance, lift up, inhale, and exhale. Last time up, and down. Let's shake out the hands, let's shake out the feet. Take a deep breath in, and exhale out. Let's make 2 fists. We're going to circle the right ankle and your hands. And let's come in, breathe. Fingers long, circle that left ankle out. The circle is a magical shape. Let's bring it in. So if you're ever feeling stuck energy, bring some circles to that joint. Let's circle our knees. Sending some gratitude to our knees, and change direction, moving to the left, and breathe. Keep going. I'm just going to make sure my sound is a good volume for you. And let's circle our chest, moving to the left. Crown reaches up toward the sky, and change direction. Let's circle to the right. Whenever we circle, we're activating the synovial fluid in our joints. Let's circle the shoulders back and down, one at a time. We often carry a lot of tension in our shoulders. So feel a sense of length through your spine. Your crown is floating up like a balloon. And circle your shoulders front. Release your shoulders down with gravity. Make sure that your jaws relax. Lift the shoulders up and release. You can let out an audible sigh. Ha. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale up and exhale, let go. Let go of self-judgment. Inhale, exhale, let go of how other people see you. Letting go of stress, letting go of tension, letting it be recycled into our precious earth. And let's just gently bounce our legs. Heavy fingers, let the hands float up, inhale. And now let's reach that right arm up, reach the left arm up, bend that left knee. Feel a sense of length through your side waist. Last time right, last time left. Let's release the right hand down, spiral the right thumb back and gently lean to the left. Bring the right hand to your low back, angle your chin in, stretching into your upper trapezius. And let's release the left arm down and melt one vertebrae at a time, hanging like a rag doll, drifting over to your right. Slowly rise, stretching your back body, facing front, left thumb spirals back, gently lean to the right, opening up space in your neck, breathing deep into your belly. Exhale, left hand to your low back, chin in, stretching into your upper back, and release that right hand down and slowly melt. And slowly move yourself over to the other side and come up. And bring both hands high, connecting the palms. Thank you very much for joining me in that movement. And now, Kristin and I, we're going to create a spontaneous offering for you.
Okay. Oh, and your candles are already lit?
I am lighting my candles right now.
Oh, they're not lit yet. Okay. So we are going to dive into a piece that was born, it's called Sundance. It was born out of my Solom practice, which I describe as light soul weaving with Om, the vibration of the universe. And so about half of this piece is kind of written, or it was birthed before, and then half of it is spontaneous. And it's all about looking within and tapping into your internal sun, and then sending your light out into the world, and also just opening so that as we are moving and singing, that you can receive the light. There's this kind of motion of we are dancing creatively into your sun, and together we are reflecting with each other. So feel connected to your light in this song, and feel yourself just growing in your potential to share light with the world, and send it out. Are you all candles lit, Kaeshi? Okay, here we go. Let's see. Okay. shine your light into this world. Just hold on. Do you feel your light shine? Hold on. Look deep inside. Just hold on, brothers and sisters. Your light shine. Just hold on. Oh, it's deep inside, shining so bright. It's your light. It's you. You're shining so bright. It's your light. It's you. Ooh, you are shining into this new year now. You are shining into this new year now. In this moment, weaving our light together as one, together as one. See our hearts connected. Oh, feel our hearts connected. Oh, one light and one love. We're one light, we're one love. Oh,
I've got tears. I've got tears. It's so beautiful, my God. The combination of your exquisite dance and your exquisite music. Thank you.
Oh, that was a pure joy. Thank you, Kaeshi. Every single time in this life that I get to weave with you, I'm just so grateful. I love you so much.
Oh, I love you, Kristin. What a
Thanks.
magnificent way to start the new year. Truly is an honor.
Oh,
So many comments from our friends in the Zoom room saying this too, just how wonderful it is to start the new year this way. And a reminder that Kaeshi's website, all things Kaeshi, live at Kaeshi, her name, Kaeshi.com. And you've got some good stuff happening. You're doing online classes, your Belly Queen classes. Tell us about what's happening next Saturday.
Oh, we're featuring a wonderful dancer called Sanchelle Brown, and she is contemporary trained, and she also specializes in African dance. So she'll be teaching some basic movements, and that will be next Saturday night. Yeah, and we have daily classes online, so people can tune in from all over the world, and they do.
Wow. That's so the best way for people to reach you is to go to your website and contact you this way?
Yeah, they can go to kaeshi.com and just click, and then you'll get sent to the correct place where you can find out more information.
Fantastic. You know, again, when Kristin and I were putting together the show, it was like, do you think we need Kaeshi to dance again? So just such an incredible highlight, you know. And isn't it beautiful that we've got people of such diverse ages and so many different cultures tonight? And that's so what I want us to be doing with this show. I mean, we've got people from Jamaica and Toltec and Germany and Kaeshi and just all these beautiful different cultures, all sharing love and creative expression. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh. Okay. Well, the energy is just going to keep flowing. I know whenever Chief Phil enters the room, we are going to be inspired and it's going to get intense and beautiful. And it's going to just help open your heart. Right? Chief Phil delivers a powerful message. And let me just tell you a little bit about him. Hereditary Chief Phil Lane Jr. is an enrolled member of the, I hope I'm saying this right, and correct me, Dakshi, if I'm saying Yankton.
Yeah, Yahantwan.
Yahongtuan, Dakota, and Chickasaw nations, and is an internationally recognized leader in human and community development. He has extensive experience in his own cultural traditions, is an award-winning author and film producer, and holds master's degrees in education from National University, public administration from the University of Washington, and was awarded a global fellowship to attend the Institute of Arts Administration Summer Intensive, Harvard School of Business, Harvard University. Wow, I didn't ever know that about you. That's incredible. Learning something new every day. I have had the honor to travel with Chief Phil on a couple of incredible journeys. We first met in Ethiopia a few years ago on a Unity Earth journey, and immediately I knew we were family, reconnecting and carrying forth our missions together on this planet at such an important time. Chief, I turn it over to you. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you so much, Toza. Thank you so much. And I want to thank every person, beginning with Sister Jenna right up the line, Brother Scott, hosting, everyone for sharing, because it was like a beautiful tapestry unfolding. And I want to share that from my depths of my heart, I believe that with enlightening our way together in this 2022, we've embarked on a 9-year plan, a 9-year vision. The vision of that 9 years, the goal of that 9 years is the end of war and the beginning of peace. What does that mean? The end of war, it means that the nation states of Mother Earth before or by 2030 will come together out of necessity and by binding treaty end war upon Mother Earth. Now, how that's going to exactly happen, I'm not sure. But I do know that we are awakening. In fact, I thought to myself, the naming of this program, Awakening, is exactly what's happening. And we can see that not just ourselves, but you can see, as we know with Unity Earth, I know they have the same vision. You see the drive that's gone on. That's really so thankful for the work. You can see the Charter of Compassion. We have the guiding principles, our 16 Indigenous principles for building a sustainable, harmonious world. You know, all the different foundations of all our efforts. If you really look at the foundation, the principles, we're in unity. We're in unity. So what's our challenge? I believe our challenge at this time is to really get down to the foundation of this 9-year plan. And that foundation of this vision is to understand fully that each and every one of us is a sovereignty, ancient, imperishable, and everlasting. And that's how we're born to this world of time and space. And even more so, at the foundation, at the very foundation of world peace, at the foundation of the transformation to a new global society, not one alluded to by all these deals where, you know, we're going to have, a few people take care of everybody. We're talking about something based on this understanding of justice. And so we think to ourselves, okay, what is that? And that is the understanding of the prior unity and oneness of our human family. The prior unity, that part when we meditate, when we close our eyes and we go back to that place where that pure potentiality we talked about, pure potentiality is forever. because the actualization of potentiality creates more potentiality. It's endless. We were one from the very beginning, from one seed, with all of creation, intimately related. And that's why the natural laws governing the physical universe are everywhere in the universe. The atomic chart. That's how come we're able to begin to understand this physical place of time and space we live in. But as we've talked about, we are way, way more than that. We are way more than this physical earth suit here. And so here we are, getting ready to embark on this journey to 2030. The UN Sustainable Goals are with us. Many others are with us. And if we choose to, we can participate. We can participate in this adversarial, partisan, political process, which is collapsing. Because it's not based on the understanding that every single human being is one with all other human beings. And the hurt of one is a hurt of all, and the honor of one is honor of all, which requires removal of all prejudice of any form, anything that causes us to feel ourselves better than or less than somebody else as another human being. In fact, I was thinking about the world of names, how we have to go beyond the world of names and titles. And so that's why I want to say, I want to be just Brother Phil, Uncle Phil, because one of the great teachings of our Dakota people said, we must not rest until we make everybody we know a brother, sister, father, mother, aunt, uncle, niece, nephew, grandfather, grandson, brother, sister. Then we'll know exactly how to treat them. We'll know exactly how to treat them. And that means that no matter if you're 77 winners, you're 25 winners, the journey is the same. And that journey is right here, right here. And, it means as well as a human family, 7 billion human beings, each caring for their lives as much as we care for our life. And if we want to think, we don't think that's different, try to harm somebody's children from another culture. It'll show you real quickly how much we treasure, each of us, that life. So here we are, 7 billion human beings on this beloved Mother Earth. And we can see at the present time, this lack of understanding spiritually, that we are one human family and the hurt of one is the hurt of all, which means just basically that there should be no human being on the face of Mother Earth today going without water, children today, while we're sitting here in this beautiful, beautiful space to have the opportunity to talk about these next 9 years, to talk about then the 25 that'll go to 2047, because I think it's a 25-year vision. The first is the end of war. And the way this is moving, and that's why I'm saying we go into that side, the prophecies are very clear, and we have that, all documented well. But that's the thing. This understanding that we're one human family needs to be taught at every school, everywhere. It needs to be proclaimed. We are one human family. And even more so, I really love this new book Brother Gary Zukav's written, The Universal Human. We are universal humans with all the richness of all that have gone before us, because each and every one of us is and are the spiritual representative of all that have gone before us. Now, some of us might have a hereditary role or whatever, but we have to even go beyond that. We have to really, truly, first of all, understand we are one human family and not allow any divisions. That doesn't mean we don't respect each other. But I'm talking about in a way that in any way causes us, even though we have all these principles we all agree to. I'm sure you would go through the 16 indigenous principles for building a sustainable, harmonious world, we'd all agree. Or the 16 articles of our international treaty to protect and restore Mother Earth, most would agree. Or when I look at the Earth Charter, I agree. Or I look at Charter of Compassion, I agree. Or Sign Network, their foundation, which happens to be the 16 principles, I agree. The thing is, one thing is agreeing on these principles. Another thing is being these principles. I think that's what we're called to be in 2022, to be these principles, to be this way. That means that I need whatever I carry around from my own intergenerational trauma, the fact my mom and dad went to Indian boarding schools. I was born in Indian boarding schools. So what? I mean, what I mean is, so what? It was a lot. But everything our human family's been through, it's time to let go. All preconceived ideas. We are in a new day, a new time, and it's going to take brand new relationships. What served us in the past is not going to serve us for the future. And so what I see is stand in our strengths, stand in our strength. Those spiritual strengths that each and every one of us have. And we've heard all evening, stand in those strengths, move towards the positive alternative we wish to create without giving away our energy fighting the negative. I want to close with just, again, my Thanksgiving, and I'm 100% with you. But I want to just share, I thought to myself, you know, get to be 77 winters, you realize, like my dad said, we're only here for a short time. We're only here for a very short time, very short. And you find that out. I'm sure I'll find out even more as I go along. But I just want to share that these are the insights that have come to me from reflecting on the world spiritual, from the Mahabharata to the Quran to the Zendavesta to the Kitab-i-Yagan, all those very holy books, plus visiting with elders. This is my understanding of who we are. This is important. Who are we? That's the question I think we have to really look inside and answer ourselves here in this first year of this 9-year plan to end war. Our soul is independent of and the very source of our body's existence. If our body is destroyed, our soul and spirit remain unharmed. Our soul, our human spirit, is independent of our physical body. Our soul is free and sanctified beyond this physical plane of time and space. So important to remember. All the powers that distinguish us as human beings, reason, memory, abstract thought, creativeness, inventiveness, willpower, are all property of the soul, not the body. A love that anyone may have had for anyone will not be forgotten in the spiritual worlds, nor will we forget the life we had in this physical world. In the spiritual world, we will recognize one another. We will seek union, a spiritual union. The relationship for our soul with our body is like the connection between a lamp and a mirror. If the mirror is polished and perfected, the light of the lamp appears. But the mirror is broken or covered with dust, the light remains concealed. Our rational soul, the human soul, does not descend into our bodies or exist through our physical bodies. It is just the opposite. Our soul is the very substance and foundation upon which our body depends for existence. The soul has no gender, race, ethnicity, or class. This reality makes all forms of prejudice, whatever they may be, intolerable and acceptable. The soul is not divided, is reflection of the oneness of our Creator. The last one here. Our soul is endowed from our beginning in this physical world of time and space with its own individuality. Our soul does not acquire it because of our body. The individuality and identity of our soul are strengthened in this physical world through our spiritual tests and challenges. So this is the beginning of this incredible 9-year plan, 9-year vision. All the prophecies back it up. We are at that time, as Sister Jenna said, that all the visionaries, seers, spiritual teachers, spiritual messengers have prophesied and foretold for thousands of years. We are here now. We all, each and every one of us, have been called to this vision. And especially, I want to reach out to my elders of my age, because we are right now on this Mother Earth, those primarily responsible for the mess we find ourselves in. My generation. So I think I don't know how long I've gone on, but I just want to share that much and say, I'm so thankful for this awakening. It is the time of awakening. Thank you.
Phil, we love you so much. And again, when Kristin and I were putting the show together, it's like, okay, for our first show for the awakening world, we've got to bring on Brother Chief Phil. And I'm excited. You've got a brand new website. This is it. This is the first time you're showing your new website to the world. Tell us about it.
Well, my nephew, Michael Karas, has been working on this. It's just kind of in its implementation stage. I think it'll go up, but we're really focusing on that there is a dawning of a new global civilization. This really looks at what do we do to fulfill this? What are the plans? What does it look like? What are the prophecies? Because the prophecies are clear. When we come from oneness, we can see certain guiding principles emerging, but we also see literally institutions. So that's what it's focusing on, this new global civilization that we're all working on.
It's a beautiful website. And the way to get there, everybody, it's his organization is the Four Worlds International Institute. So it's the acronym for that, FWII, Four Worlds International Institute .earth, FWII.earth. And then for more information, his previous website that still exists and is quite beautiful is fwii.net. So that's where we can go and learn all about Chief Phil and so many things that he's doing. And definitely, please, when you go there, always make sure when you go to these websites we give out, always sign up so that they've got your email address so you can keep in touch with all the wonderful things that Chief Phil is doing. And Phil, you did a great job, by the way, with the series that you just completed last week. Thank you so much for that. It was beautiful, just beautiful. And I really enjoyed watching you and the guests that you had. And again, just here we are all linking arms online.
Absolutely. And we got to thank John Raymer. And of course, whenever we mention John, we've got to mention his beloved wife, Summer, because, there are two peas in the pod.
Of course.
And the two of them, I was talking about, the 7 days of rest, brother, because I'm really into the 7 days of rest. I'm eating food and all everything. And he said, well, here's my 7 days. He said, I'm busy putting these out over 100 different networks, just like tonight. So we got to thank John because he and Summer are behind the scenes here. Yeah. And by the way, last thing, your song, I tell you what, I don't know how you do this on Zoom. I know how you do it in person. I've been there, but how on Zoom you are able to because it's all about frequency. Healing's about frequency. Like both Tesla and Einstein says, the future of healing is frequency, and you have that frequency. That's why music is so core to the healing process. It's always used in our ceremonies. It is healing.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. It's taken a lot of caring, time, and commitment to figure out and test so many different configurations to find the vehicle that can support emotion coming through Zoom. And when I got it in the beginning of, in the first few months of the pandemic, there was a day where I said, oh, I think I saw people crying during one event, and I said, oh, I think I'm getting somewhere. And when you realize people are being touched and there's some tears, then you have been able to communicate as a musician. And so I'm constantly working and honing also my being so that I can show up and just let spirit and the message come through as it wants to. And thank you. You're such an inspiration, Chief Phil.
I want to say one quick ad. It was during your song. It was at 5:44 p.m. PDT on June 20th, 2020. In your song, right there at 5:44, that the union of the condor, the quetzal, and the eagle was formed, and the prophecy of the reunion of the condor and the quetzal and the eagle was fulfilled at that moment. Oh. Now, people can think I'm crazy. That's all right. With the insanity in the world, I like to be considered crazy. In a way. But it's true. These things are happening. We live in a mystical world. The Creator's faith is mystical.
It is. I remember that night so clearly. I remember feeling like an electricity moving through my whole being as we were sharing that night. It was so powerful, and I just remember the whole evening viscerally. Well, it was nighttime here for me. I'm sure for other people it was day, but thank you. I'm so grateful, and thank you.
I want to take a minute to just read a couple comments from because we've got such a wonderful global peace tribe writing away. Ayana writes, "Thank you, Chief Phil, for another potent, loving, and lightening message. I love how energized I always feel every time you speak and share with us." And I think that's a really, really accurate. And then 2 comments. And Mary Noonan writes, "Chief Phil Lane, he is the sacred masculine embodied." And I agree with that one also. And then a couple of comments about your music, Kristin. Now, on the one hand, we've got Kaeshi Chai, who writes, I don't want to find it right here. It was quite beautiful. "Kristin is a powerful healer. Her voice pierces and cracks open many hearts." Absolutely. But I also like the way Jamie Lee puts it. "Her voice would bring Godzilla to tears."
I may have to use that. That
That's
should be
a
a
good
quote
one.
moving forward.
That's a good one.
That's a keeper. That's great. Thank you. I love it.
Chief
love
Phil,
it.
we love you so much. I know I'll see you again very, very soon.
Thank you, Chief Phil. Thank you, Dakshi. Your message is so powerful in our hearts to bring us into this new year. And so we're coming close to our close. I know we're running a little bit behind in time, but we would not be complete without a little bit more music to just help us to celebrate our existence and celebrate being in these bodies and being able to share in music and let the messages of today just sink into our hearts and expand our awareness ever more so. So I'd like to welcome back Dawn Redsun, and I think she's going to be playing this beautiful song called "I Am Alive."
Yes, you are correct about that. I rise like an eagle in the sky. I rise like an eagle in the sky. The force of the wind takes me high. I am alive. I am alive. I am alive. Remembering I am made as nature's gift. Remembering I am made as nature's gift. The Mother has breathed in me her holiness. I am alive. I am alive. I am alive. I open my temple to the highest truth. I open my temple to the highest truth. May all the celestial angels shine through. I am alive. 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 Embracing the light, it is my remedy. Embracing the light, it is my remedy. Accept
Thank you so much, Dawn Red Sun, for blessing us with your presence, with your voice. Very inspiring. And everybody go to Spotify, Dawn Red Sun. And Dawn, will you come back and be on our show again?
Yes, please.
Oh, we would love that. We would love that. You
I
are
would
just,
love that.
what a wonderful way to start the new year with a wonderful new voice for the awakening world. And your music is really helping us to feel that inspiration. That song was so inspiring. So thank you very much. It's just wonderful to have you with us. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Came on and there's
Scott, you are getting an echo. Is everyone else getting an echo?
yeah, getting an echo also.
Do you have two computers on? Or there we go.
No, it's not my two computers. There we go. I think we're okay now. Whoever it was. No, still happening. Oh, it was Fanny and Vigari. So I muted them. So we are still all our homes. Oh, it's happening still. I'm going to mute Valerie. I think it might have been Valerie. But that's the good news. Valerie, you got to. Who is it?
It was Valerie, because when she unmuted for a second, it started again.
Okay. But the good news is Valerie Romanoff is going to be with us to kick off the after show. So what an amazing start to the awakening world. And one of the things that is going to be really fun is every weekend we are going to tackle a different topic. And I want to bring on now my co-host for next week's show. Again, one of my favorite human beings. Getting to know Kristin, getting to know Larissa Stowe has just been highlights of my year. I mean, both of you are just such exquisite human beings that I get to play with. And so next weekend, Larissa and I are putting together 3 shows: the Friday night show, the Saturday night show, and the Sacred Sunday show. And Larissa, tell us a little bit about the Weevolution and some of your friends that are going to be joining us. And welcome.
Well, Scott, I have to say that what you and Deborah have been creating, and Kristin tonight, this is like the perfect example of the Weevolution, which is weaving together sacred gifts, uplifting humanity, linking hearts, linking arms together in a unified vision of what we are walking towards and what we want to create in this world together. Not looking at it so much as like, okay, I have a personal mission, but starting to open to that bigger view of seeing how we as a collective have this heart and soul mission to bring heaven on earth and what that looks like. And you all are doing it so beautifully. It's like, my goodness, my God, like hearing Kristin, like, oh my, just so heart opening, so incredibly heart opening. And Chief Phil, and then hearing Dawn. It's just all this beautiful weaving. So we're going to be sharing next week from different points Sticker, who has created a Weevolution. We're going to be bringing her on. We're going to be bringing Jason, who works with me in Larissa Shakti Love Warriors. He's one of the most inspiring people I know that's really about the Weevolution and weaving gifts and walking forward in a united vision. So we're going to be sharing how everyone can create a Weevolution and link up, like what we can do to be a part of the solution in the world.
Beautiful. So I want to remind everybody that we really want to start including you. So please join Larissa and I, and we're going to have a couple of wonderful guests on Friday night, our Friday night show. It's the same. It's basically replacing what I've been doing with Straight Talk. I've been doing Straight Talk with Trish every Friday night at 7:30 Pacific time. I know it's a little bit late for you East Coasters, but come on, it's Friday night. You know, you guys can stay up a little bit later on Friday night. And so Friday night, we're going to open it up. It's a Zoom meeting, and we're going to be very interactive. And the next Saturday night, it's going to be like Larissa. People are saying, I missed Larissa's song at the beginning, because as you all know, for Saturday Night Live, we always started with our trailer, which was Larissa's beautiful song. So we're going to have to come up with a new trailer. So of course, we're going to have music with Larissa and Benj, and we're going to have some magic. We're going to have some really wonderful things. And then, of course, on Sunday morning, we're going to kind of tie it all together. So please join us next weekend. And Larissa, I'm so excited to be collaborating with you. Thank you so much. I know you have a daughter to sing to. Yeah?
I do. Yeah, it's time to get my kiddo.
Okay.
The hubby's reading to her right now, but she's supposed to be asleep within a minute. And so,
Okay.
and I sing to her every night. So.
Well, thank Doug for, holding the fort. Thank you for joining us tonight. And of course, we'll be working with you all next weekend.
So much love, Larissa. Sorry, I had to jump in before you left.
So much love to you all. So appreciate you and look forward to collaborating next week.
Yes.
So much love.
Big hugs.
Big hugs.
What an amazing community we get to.
Oh, I love her.
Right? Couple more announcements. We're actually going to start next week's Weevolution series on a Thursday night. I was invited to help support something that's going on. And of course, next Thursday is January 6th. And without getting into the politics of it, obviously a year ago on January 6th, there was a pretty big event that took place in America. And I think no matter what our political persuasion might be, we can all agree that it was very divisive. And so Gary Malkin, Christy Matthews, Michaela Gaston, and several others are putting together a very special event next Thursday night, January 6th. I'm going to host it, create a Zoom room, and it's a gathering for the healing of America with love. So please, and whoever that is, please, everybody, keep yourselves muted. Thursday, January 6th, 6 o'clock Pacific time. And that's really going to be the kickoff of our Weevolution week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Because part of the Weevolution is putting aside our differences and our divisiveness and understanding each other more fully and really healing that division. The last announcement I want to make is to just really encourage everybody to come tomorrow morning to the Sacred Sunday show, where we're all going to talk about what this awakening world means. And I'm really grateful to have two great guests, Reverend Bridge Feltus and Katrina Valancourt. It's 10 o'clock Pacific time tomorrow morning. And here's the Zoom room. Debbie Johnston has been doing a great job with that Zoom room link into the chat box. So last thing I want to mention is anybody watching on Facebook, you still can come on in. We've got music with Kristin Hoffmann about to happen. Then we've got an after show with Valerie Romanoff playing music, and Fanny and Vigari are with us. And we're going to hear from all of you. We've got a really fun after show. So you can still come on into the Zoom room. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com and register. And we've got some really fun stuff planned for the after show. So Kristin, We did it.
We did it. Another beautiful show. So perfect in terms of like bringing us into this new year with love, depth, grace, light, togetherness. I'm just so happy that we were able to pull it off again.
Absolutely.
And to end the evening, to end the official show, right? It's not over. There's going to be an after show. But to end the official show, I decided to choose a piece from a record that I made called The Human Compass. And this piece is called Begin Again. And I thought, okay, this is encoded with the energy of restart and giving yourself that permission to just step into this moment and begin again, or step into any moment and begin again. So as you are listening, please put your hands on your heart or whatever you need to do. Just give yourself that loving hug and really let yourself release anything that you carried into this first day of the new year. Let it live in the past and just love yourself so much that you can be totally present in this new year and know that you've got everything you in your toolbox that you will need to make it through every day and every moment that comes your way. Okay. I love you all so much. Here we go. Begin again. It's time to move on. It's time to let go. Be the one who always knows. Just follow the hum, the beating heart. Be the seed of all you are. Take, take this life like an open ocean in your hands. Let it all begin again. Feel is the breath. It rattles your lungs, singing out the only song, the one that you know, that brought you here through the dream. It all comes clear. Take this life like an open ocean in your hands. Let it all begin again. And when the darkness tries to hold you near, and shadows knocking at your door, the winded sorrow's distant memory, I will bathe in the silence of your soul. for something to believe in. Well, I can see now. I can believe that I am the song singing out. And when the needle starts falling, dance out loud, just sing it out. Be the living and take this life in your hands, in your hands, like an open ocean. Begin again. Oh, begin again. Kaeshi, I love you. Thank you for dancing again, dear one.
Yeah, Kaeshi, I just ended up putting a spotlight on both of you because your dance is so beautiful.
It's so amazing. Oh,
So
So-
before we conclude, I just want to remind everybody
oh,
to please support Kristin. She gives so much. She is just one of the most giving people I know. And there's a wonderful, really, it's one of the best things you can do. Go to her website, which is her name, Kristin Hoffmann, 2 N's at the end of Hoffman. And when you go there, go to her membership program. And I want to really encourage you, then you go to become a member and join her Patreon program. Now, she offers way more than you can imagine. I came in as a Crown member, and she gives so much. You get music. Once a month, she does a special Sonic Soul family event that's just beautiful. And so this is a really important way for us to support our musical friends, is through these Patreon offerings. Because with the pandemic, the days of being able to go to concerts, to go to clubs, go to festivals, all that's gotten curtailed or shut out. And we are living in an online world. And so, you know, in this online world, Patreon is how we support the Kristin Hoffmanns of the world. So please, please, please support her. Also, when you go to her website, buy her albums, buy her music. I mean, imagine being able to listen to Kristin all the time. So please support this wonderful, wonderful woman who, Kristin, I love collaborating with you. It's such a joy.
thank you, Scott. It is a true joy indeed. And you always do such an incredible job of promoting each artist and speaker, and to receive. I need a sip of tea. Sorry, 2 seconds. I want to say, to receive that gift is just so incredible. So thank you for supporting me as well, and I'm just eternally grateful.
We'll do it again soon.
We'll do it again soon. Dear ones, Happy New Year. We hug you with lots of energy, lots of love, and just know you've got it. You've got all the answers here in your heart, everything that you need. And just connect to this family of souls. We are all connected, as Chief Phil was saying. We are one people. You're never alone, even when you feel alone. And I know a lot of people have felt alone. You are not alone. You are loved, and you are woven together and connected. We love you so much. And we are concluding, but please stick around for the after show.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kristin. Thank you.
Okay.
So yeah, we are now going to start the after show. And speaking of after shows, next week's after show is going to be sponsored by Jay Mayer and Light Touch. And I do want to just show a really fun video to give you an idea of next week's after show. And then we're going to kick off this week's after show with Valerie Romanoff. So here is a little preview, though, of next week's after show.
Do you really know The after show. The after show. The after show. The after, after, after.
That is a very haunting song. And there they are. You just heard music from Fanny and Vigari. They are who, of course, created and performed that really lovely song. And there's Jay Mayer. And welcome, both of you. Stick around for the after show for this week. And of course, we're looking forward to next week. And Fanny and Vigari, do you have the energy to, after Valerie, play a little music tonight?
Well, shall we?
Shall we? Oh, really? Okay, are you ready for us?
After Valerie.
Okay. All
So
right.
I give you a chance to kind of figure out what you guys are going to play. And so I'm going to turn it over to the magnificent Valerie Romanoff.
Yeah, but do. So let's bring it.
Woohoo! Can you hear me? Oh, yay. Wow, what a great show. So much good music, so many great messages. Thank you so much for having me on the Awakening World After Show. I am going to start with a song that I've kind of worked. You might sort of recognize it, but it's something a little bit different. I know Shay's going to recognize it. Feeling kind of strange. Hard times, bad rhymes, something's gotta change. The world seems so divided, hard to know what is true. I just want some peace of mind. Do you feel that way too? Looking for some guidance to a higher kind of vibe. Found my way to SNA and the Global Peace Tribe. Turning in and tuning out to possibilities. Luminaries, music fairies, deeply touching me. Do you feel like I do? Do you feel like I do? Listening to my intuition, taking it apart. Answers are like dancers in the stillness of my heart. This shake-up is a wake-up. It's an opportunity to visualize and catalyze the world we'd like to see. Sunshine on my face, smiling, shining, silver lining in a peaceful place. I got my tools, my practices, I'm ready to take flight. A heart full of gratitude, and everything's all right.
Wow.
That was fun.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
What do you say, Scott? Are you going to bring on your other guests, or should we do another one?
You know what,
down,
Paul?
up.
We do have the echo thing happening. So I'm going to mute you just for a minute because there's an echo thing happening there. I definitely would love for you to do another song. I want to invite everybody that part of what we're going to be doing tonight on our after show is we're going to hear from you. What the awakening world means to you. Again, just kind of going what we started in the early show, carrying it on for those of you who came in. Definitely want to have another song from Valerie. We have Fanny and Vigari who are going to play. I see Missy Galore is here, so she might have a little something for us. And we're going to also do a prayer for peace that Shay and I'll lead. So those are some things that we've got planned. Val, can you stick around for just a few minutes so we can, yeah? But before you go away, I do want to just let everybody know where they can get all things Valerie Romanoff. And it's at her website, ValerieRomanoffMusic.com. This woman is doing so many things. She's got her big band Starlight. She's got her still chill music. She's got her grooving into bliss stuff. She's got the healing power of music. She's got a little bit of everything happening. She even has life coaching workshops. So if you love her music the way I should do, and look at how she just lit us all up, right? Go to Valerie Romanoff Music, buy her stuff. You know what? You can even get this wonderful event that I had the honor to host with Valerie and her girlfriend Johanna, who's one of our faves, and the great magician Sean Jay. We all did a wonderful show together. You can even find that there. So Valerie, I'm going to mute myself. Tell us a little bit about your life coaching workshops or anything else you want people to know. You're still muted.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to wave to Shay, who is my girlfriend. Johanna is my friend and writing partner. And Shay is my life partner, girlfriend, collaborator. So I just wanted to say hi there to Shay. Shay and I hosted, we produced the Peace Day conference, Peace Day Music Festival together as part of Shay's Follow the Peace Trail, which she does every September and throughout the year. So, you know, I feel we were talking tonight a lot about vibration and using and being mindful and purposeful about the vibrations around us, whether it's in music, or whether it's in art, or whether it's in our thoughts and our prayers and in our dreams, all of that has a vibration. And we can use that in our meditations and in our daily practices and just in our daily life. So really the, life coaching is, and sessions are either usually one-on-one or in groups, but it's really leaning into the tools and tips and practices, particularly with music as a way to go inward and get still and connect to our inner divinity and, and really just get quiet. And then from that place, once we're really connected and we feel like the channels are open, then we just use that power of uplifting music to just kind of really soar and use that to empower our intentions and our prayers.
Oh, beautiful. I'm gonna mute you.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of an echo thing going on there. But Valerie, you're gonna do one more song for us? Yeah? I'm gonna give an opportunity for Vigari and Fanny to play, and they'll come back for a little more Valerie Ronoff music. So thank you, Valerie. That's just an amazing way to start our after show. And it is now my pleasure to turn it over to Fanny and Vigari.
Hola. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, beautiful. I say to the world, to you, the global peace tribe, that we all in this together, that I say, bring in on the light and bring in on the love. Bring in on the light and bring in on the love. So this one is for you, global peace tribe. I love you. Please sing along. Here we go. Bringing in the love, bringing in the light, bringing in the love, bringing in the light. One more time. Bringing in the love, bringing in the love, bring it on. En français, amenez la lumière, amenez l'amour, l'amour, amenez la lumière, amenez l'amour, l'amour, amenez, bring it on, bring it on, amenez pour tous les enfants sur la terre, beaucoup de lumière. Amenez sur le chemin éclairé de lumière. Qui nous emporte le destin, un chemin si illuminé de lumière. Oh yeah, voilà la vie. Amenez la lumière, amenez l'amour, amenez l'amour, amenez la lumière, amenez l'amour. We are awakening to the world, we are awakening the earth. People, it's tribe, it's peace tribe. We are here to bring in the light. Oh, bring in the love, bring in the light, bring in the love. Bring it on, bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. L'amour, ça fait du sens avec son cœur qui s'ouvre à la lumière. Oui, l'amour, c'est la paix sur la terre qui se veut. L'amour, love, inside out, l'amour, c'est la paix sur la terre, c'est la paix la terre. C'est comme ça qu'on amène la lumière pour les enfants sur la terre. On amène la lumière partout. Yes, everywhere. We're bringing it on, bring it on, bring it on. Here we go. Bringing in the light, bringing in the light, bringing in the light, bringing in the light. Singing my love, bringing in the light, bringing in the light, bring in the light, bringing in the light. Aujourd'hui, que les anges mettent des choses sur les feuilles, car c'est tout. Oh, que les anges sur la terre nous amènent la lumière, que les anges, la lumière pour la peace on earth, la lumière pour la tribe, pour la peace sur la terre, oui, c'est la lumière. Here we go. Amenez la lumière, c'est oui. Amenez l'amour, c'est oui. Amenez la lumière, amenez l'amour, dance song, dance the dance of love, dance the dance of love. On a besoin de s'aimer. We need to love, we need to touch, we need to kiss, we need to connect. We are awakening to the goodness of the earth. I say thank you and blessings, blessings to you. You are awakening in this journey to live, to love, to bring it on the love. Bring on the light, so dance with me tonight. Here we go. Bring it in the light. Bring it in the light, bring it in the light. Thank you, Global Peace Tribe.
How much fun. Thank you so much, Fanny and Vikari. Really, really fun. You guys are great. And I want to remind everybody that you can learn more about them by going to starchild.ca /mystical harp music. They do special events and sacred music. They're a big part of the after show, as you saw, and they'll of course be part of the J. Mayer Light Touch after show next week. Fanny Vigari, thank you so much. And I love the after show theme song. That's a hit. That is a hit. People are digging it. I can't get it out of my brain. It's really a good one. So congratulations, you two. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's a hit song, I say. Let's make some more hits.
Absolutely.
And planet with our loving hearts.
Oh, and you do that. And I love that you've got an authentic hung instrument there. That's very unique, very rare, very special. Thank you, you guys. We're going to go to Valerie in a moment. Just want to mention that Terry Russo, who's one of our wonderful regulars, is pointing out for in the chat box. So for those of you on Facebook, I want to read it. There is a global CE5, that's a close encounter of the fifth kind, that's taking place tonight. So people are encouraged to go outside and just, whether you're by yourself or with a group of friends, and imagine your connection to our galactic family and to each other all around the world as we create more and more unity, more and more unification. And so thank you, Terry, for pointing that out. There are so many ways that we are creating peace. Remember, it is ultimately consciousness. As we change our consciousness, that's how everything else changes. And so really want to encourage you to do that. All right, I'm going to put the spotlight on Valerie Romanoff, and she's got one more kick-ass song for us, no doubt. Here's Valerie.
This is dedicated to our awakening world. It's to the child inside each of us. It's an invitation to ourselves. Welcome to the world. Welcome to the world. Welcome to the world.
Welcome to the world, little angel. Welcome to the world, it's your day. Welcome to the world, little angel. It's your world to change. Sometimes you won't remember who you really are, but trust me when I tell you, you've always been a star. Life can be a party if you just allow. And remember, everything is now. Welcome to the world, little angel. Welcome to the world, it's your day. Welcome to the world, little angel. It's your world to change. Sometimes it's dark and dirty, but baby, that's the blues. I promise it gets pretty later when you paid your dues. It's gonna be a masterpiece created by you. We've been waiting, and there's so much work to do. Welcome to the world, little angel. Welcome to the world, it's your day. Welcome to the world, little angel. It's your world to change. Down do down down down, do down do down down, down do down 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 down. Welcome to the world, it's your day. Welcome to angel. It's your world. It's your world. It's your world to change. Welcome to the world.
As we all welcome ourselves to this new awakening world. Thank you, Scott.
Valerie, thank you so much for just getting us off to such a fantastic start. It's a big deal that this is our first Awakening World broadcast, and to have you come on and rock our after show, oh my God, it's just fantastic. Thank you. And I want to invite all the people who are still watching on Facebook, come on into our Zoom room. There's still time. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com and register. And we're going to do a moment of prayer. Our energy is all pretty up. You got us energized. But let's take all that wonderful, positive energy that Valerie has created.
So how would I go out?
I'm going to mute you, Fanny, because we just heard all of that. It's always a reminder that we're all still in our living rooms. Some of us are wearing pajama bottoms, but we're still able to create these amazing online events. And then we have those little moments where somebody's not muted or there's an echo. But there's kind of a sweetness to that, because it's like reminds us that we're all just at home making the best of these days, right? I think it's the Huichol Indians that intentionally always leave. They do this beautiful artwork and weaving, but they always leave an intentional mistake as a reminder that we're human. We're perfectly human. Yeah. All right. I want to invite us in the spirit of light touch, in the spirit of this special time, to take a moment to drop into prayer. And in light touch, and I appreciate that Jay has brought light touch into the Global Peace Tribe world. And the idea of light touch, as I understand it, as I practice it every day, is that when we touch ourselves and we awaken the senses, we become more aware of our beautiful body temple. And as we become more aware of our beautiful body temple, we become more aware of life, of God, of our relationship to life. Because we are blessed to be in these animal bodies, in these human bodies. And sometimes I have arthritis, sometimes my human body aches, but it's still a blessing to be in a human body. It really is. We're very grateful and very blessed. So as we do light touch and as we drop into prayer, and I always love the simple two words of maximum grace. I learned that from Yogananda. Maximum grace. It's such a powerful, simple prayer. Maximum grace for the Global Peace Tribe. Maximum grace for our world. Maximum grace for our awakening world. Maximum grace for anyone that we know who might be suffering physically or emotionally, spiritually. Maximum grace for those who are seeking purpose in their life. Maximum grace for those who have lost loved ones. Maximum grace for us all. I see that Robin is doing some tapping. I'm going to put the spotlight on Robin for a second. I don't mean to embarrass you, but tapping is such a wonderful thing to do, right? So I see her tapping. I was going to put the spotlight on Jay, but he disappeared to have him demonstrate light touch. So, there's so many ways that we can connect and pray. And there's no right or wrong, just let's take the time to do it. So thank you, Robin, for the reminder about tapping. Thank you very much. I'm going to close us out with...
Here I am. I'm back, Scott.
Oh, okay. Well, you want to, for just a moment, then show a little bit of light touch, Jay?
Yeah, well, what I like is I like to bring everyone together and we can all bless each other. And this is the way the global peace tribe can really grow, is if we all include each other in our heartfelt prayers and affirmations. And I loved what Scott said about light touch, and it also always includes a request. So it's you activate, and it's really a heavenly sensation, and you use that to carry your prayers and invocations to the other side, to the invisible realms. So this is easy practice. We can all do it, and even right now, we can all just bless everyone here, with our best blessings, and that, that all the good fortune in the universe can shine down towards us and help us to achieve our life goals now and to move forward in everything that's important to us. And yeah, we actually planned on bringing Missy Galore up and Fanny to say some prayers. We pray for the Global Peace Tribe almost every day, and Scott, and sometimes we do a speed round where we just take turns and everyone just sends out your best blessings, really take root. So it's really wonderful to bless others, and I think that's the hope. My hope for the Global Peace Tribe is that we become a force that's powerful for good. Thank you.
Jay. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Well, I put the spotlight on a few of the people that are with us: Missy, Jerry, Robin. So if any of you want to add a prayer or a thought, I invite you to go ahead and unmute yourself and share anything that's from the heart, that's succinct. If there's anything that comes that you'd like to share.
Well, my gosh, I just want to share so much gratitude for our togetherness and the love that we are cultivating here, really healing our hearts and harmonizing our relations activates possibilities for our greater society. And in this year to come, may we grow ever stronger in that love-evolution, that all beings can come into a peaceful, harmonious place. Trust that the world is working for us with infinite blessings and synchronicities, so much so it can almost seem invisible. And we can get lost in the minutia and the little rocks on the path. But when we step back and breathe into that spacious gift that this very life on earth is, we see that our lives are only possible because we work together in harmony. So blessings to everybody here, all of our relations seen in this cipher, and all of our relations unseen, the countless millions that we connect with, helping to bring us our food, our clothes, and our shelter, and our roads, and all the blessings to those who came before, and all the blessings forevermore.
Well, thank you, Missy. That was lovely.
Much love.
Thank you, Missy. And we'll get more Missy next week on Jay's Light Touch Show. Thank you. All right, I am going to wrap us up. And I want to wrap us up by showing the Awakening World video. And this was put together with interviews that I did with Reverend Michael Beckwith, Marianne Williamson, Matthew Fox, and a few others just in the past few weeks. And I want to show this as a reminder of what we're creating and building. And I'm going to put the YouTube link in the chat box, and just want to encourage everybody to share this video and share our work with your friends. Let's grow our Global Peace Tribe. We grow it, like Jay said, by doing prayer for each other. And we also grow it by saying, hey, there's this really cool thing going on called the Awakening World, part of the Global Peace Tribe. Check it out, because we want to grow. And a good way to grow it is by seeing the video. And we're going to continue on Saturday nights to have fun. I mean, look at how upbeat today's show was with music and dance. We didn't even have magic this week. We'll have magic next week. So we're going to continue to provide entertainment and inspiration, but we also want to really open up. I think one of the things I'm proudest of tonight is that we had people from so many different cultures, Black and Asian and Latin and Jamaican and white, German, very cross-cultural. And that was very intentional. And also we had people of different ages, right? We had Dawn Redson, who I'm guessing is in her 20s, all the way up to people like me in my 60s. So how wonderful that we've got a wide variety of cultures, ages, all coming together as part of the Global Peace Tribe. So with that said, we are going to address difficult issues, but always with inspiration as well as information. Yes, Terry, the 60 Club is awesome. Dawn is 33. Hey, she's in the chat box. She just responded. Well, you look like you're 22, kiddo, but you sing in an eternal, absolute, amazing maturity. So anyway, so whether you're 33 like Dawn or well into 60s or even 70s, we had Chief Phil, who's 77. All ages, all cultures are welcome. So here is we're going to close out with our video for the Awakening World. We chose the title of the Awakening World as a reminder that we all are waking up together as human beings and as a planet.
But the Course in Miracles says you can't go from the nightmare to awakening. You have to go from the bad dream to the happy dream.
You know, a lot of people today, and we have to face this reality, are in complete despair and have given up. There's good and evil going on inside of us all the time, and we can't be in denial about either. We've got to pull out the good.
Peace does not roll in on the wheels of inevitability, but it rolls in on the backs and the minds of individuals who are doing the spiritual work.
If you actually care and your intention is to disrupt this, first you got to admit that it's happening, that it exists. It's happening.
We're in the process of awakening. The bad dream becomes a happy dream. A planet in which there is so much unnecessary suffering becomes a world in which there is no unnecessary suffering.
And so I think we're being prepared for a renaissance.
Hello, everyone. I'm absolutely thrilled to celebrate the Awakening World and Scott Katimus's new formulation of his Wild and Holy Adventure beginning next year. Because it's my experience, and I know it's Scott's too, that in a dark time, what we all need more than oxygen is sacred inspiration.
We knew that this would be a show that everyone can connect with and everyone can relate to on some level. Yeah. Because when you really think about a teacher, yes, you can think about a persona or a personality, of course, but we're going to open this up to understand that everything is a teacher. Breath is a teacher.
To keep us alive to our true selves and energized by divine love and given the courage to put love into action to become midwives of this awakening world.
So join us for this extraordinary new series of shows designed to inspire, inform, and bring us all into connection together. Our revolving co-hosts include Kristin Hoffmann, Larissa Stowe, Reverend Bridge Feltis, Dr. Brenda Wade, Eden Amadora, and my longtime teaching partner, Trish Wright. Our guests on our first 4 shows include the Twin Ray, Matt Kahn, Pato and Antoinette, Chief Phil Lane Jr., Nina Palmieri, Sharif Abdullah, Kaeshi Chai, and Dawn Red Sun, and many, many others.
I can talk about trees till the cows come home, and they are my greatest love, along with the rest of the planet, frankly. But actually, what I really want to talk about is us. It's what it means to be human. You know, in this moment, you are being kissed all over by a sky that has no limit, but vast intelligence. So then what's the possibility of humanity? We're not here to destroy ourselves. We're here to love ourselves and each other into the fullest expression of what a human being is. And we have no idea what that even means. And that's why I've got hope.
We can't get to the solution without knowing what the problem is. The significant problems we have cannot be solved with the same level of thinking with which we created them. Reducing the amount of carbon in the atmosphere is not a vision. It's not something I can get my mind around. Our emerging vision is creating a world that works for all.
Register now by going to globalpeacetribe.com. We are the Global Peace Tribe, and together with all of these extraordinary luminary leaders, we will go from surviving to thriving. So please register now at globalpeacetribe.com. Thank you, everybody, very much for being with us tonight, for staying with us all the way through. 70 people still in the Zoom room. A lot of people still watching on Facebook. And there's Shay, and there's Jerry Anderson. Hey, you two. Thanks, everybody. And I hope to see you all tomorrow. And then Valerie, who just blew us away. Oh, my God, what beautiful, beautiful souls. I'm going to pull up, go ahead and pull up our friends that are here. Thank you for being with us. Thank you, everybody who's still in the Zoom room watching. Please do join us tomorrow morning for our Sacred Sunday show, our first Zoom meeting of Global Peace Tribe, where we can all come together and share. So hopefully we'll see you tomorrow morning. God's blessings. And go out to the night sky, connect to our galactic family and to each other. Good night, everybody. Have a lovely, lovely rest of the evening and week.